Hello, welcome for meditation. Sunday mornings, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, in this space on YouTube provided by Sun and Moon Yoga Studio. I always trip on those words. I always trip on Sun and Moon Yoga, not YouTube. Sun and Moon Yoga YouTube Studio. And my name is aLex Levin, and we'll just have a short meditation today. I give a little talk in the beginning on a theme that I tend to pick for the week to ruminate and use as guidance for my own practice and for teaching and sharing and living. So once again, I've listened to a number of podcasts this week, as you may have. Once again, I'm hugely inspired by Krista Tippett's offering, again, interviewing the renowned teacher of Buddhist practices, Sharon Salzberg. Highly recommend Sharon's writings and her teaching anywhere you can find it in this podcast. I'm going to read a little quote from teaching that Krista Tippett wrote down in her notes and study with Sharon, and preface it with, to offer for you to ponder yourself what your practice means for you, what draws you to it, pulls you to it, what challenges you have in coming to practice, and what practice means anyway. Practice, in our language, we say we have a yoga practice, as lawyers have a practice, as doctors have a practice, as and it's phrased a little bit differently than going to practice when you're on a team or you're practicing your instrument. I just find that kind of interesting. Not sure why the phrasing is a little different. And another tangent of this idea of practice is we practice to get better at something. Consider it. So here are Sharon Salzberg's words, and you can start to settle into your seat as well. Take us after this into our 12 minutes of just simple sitting together. We practice in order to cultivate a sense of agency, to understand that a range of responses is open to us. We practice to remember to breathe, to have the space in the midst of adversity, to remember our values, what we really care about, and to find support in our inner strength and in one another. I think that's a good segue, huh? So if you haven't yet, please do find that support. Adjust it for about a 12-minute sit. Adjust the pelvis, the cushion underneath you, if need be, the cushions under your legs. And allow time for the attentiveness of our body to register the support. In language and words and thought, support is a fast concept, is a quick shorthand. And in attending to the feeling tones of through the body, through the breath, this takes a little bit longer, a little more of a pause. And so this is the first step of the three: ground, sound, breath. Ground that we sense truly through our senses. Through noticing the details lightly, wondrously, the details of how the pelvis truly receives ground support on the right side, on the left side, how the legs connect to the pelvis and also receive this ground support. And in these guidelines, the practice is very simple. We're simply sitting, attending to our seat and our breath. And we're simultaneously open and these steps of ground, sound, and breath help bring us to the presence of attending. And ground can include noting the feel of the verticality of the body, torso, spine, the support of the two poles of gravity and levity. And staying relaxed, nothing fancy, and no need to wrestle with apparent distractions. Like the infinite sky behind the passing clouds, unchanged, unwavering. And breath is here. How do we sense our breath each moment? And sounds remind us of this openness of the senses. So we are mindfully here, fully like the vast, infinite, unchanging sky behind all the clouds. Heart fully here, perhaps kindness and compassion, welcoming, and body fully here, including the wisdom, the history, and the immediate knowing the body provides. Perhaps palpably sensing the wholeness. To conclude, to bring closure to our practice, we bring the palms together in front of the heart, aware of the feel of this gesture, and bow towards our hands, towards our heart. And feel what gratitude may arise, what sense of humility, what sense of honoring each other. Thank you for joining me once again for practice. And so I'd be very curious and interested to hear how practice, what works for you, what practice is alive for you, what draws you, what how practice might be stale and what direction you might take it, and just what your maybe what as Sharon's description, I'll just read it again quickly um, before we go. What is it that brings you to practice? So she said once again, we practice in order to cultivate a sense of agency, to understand that a range of responses is open to us. We practice to remember, to breathe, to have the space in the midst of adversity, to remember our values and what we really care about, and to find support in our inner strength and in one another. Check out Sun and Moon's offerings and hope to see you here next week. And ciao, ciao. Oh, great to see you that you're here, Lynn. Yeah, take care.